Welcome to Teach Me GCSE Biology,
a revision podcast for GCSE biology students in partnership with Cardinal Newman Catholic School.
I'm Ria Corbett.
And I'm Sarah Matthews.
Hi, I'm Ria Corbett. I'm a science teacher with biology specialism, and on Teach Me GCSE Biology, I am teaching my co-host and little sister,
Sarah Matthews,
GCSE Biology, topic by topic, to hopefully provide you, our lovely listeners, with an audio revision resource.
Yes, we hope that you incorporate us into your revision and as a part of your learning journey. Dip in and out, listen to the episodes on your weaker topics, or use us as your audio biology Bible. Whatever you need us for, we're here.
So, episode 4, Mitosis and the Cell Cycle. If you can hear noise in the background, we apologise. It's actually Friday. Bella's just gone for the weekend. We're in school and school's just let out, so if there's any
Lots
noise,
of kids around.
we do apologise. In fact, if you're listening from our school, then
That's you.
That's you. Stop being so loud. Okay, so today we're going to talk about chromosomes and the 3 overall stages of the cell cycle, and then why mitosis is important. So mitosis is one of those 3 stages, cell division, and it is just about how we get 2 cells from 1 cell. But we're going to just quickly talk about chromosomes to start with. So what are chromosomes?
They are the things that live in your genes. No, they've got genes on them.
Yeah.
Chromosomes have got genes on them, and the genes are what make you, you.
Yeah, so chromosomes are made of DNA, so they're like little threads. Different sections of them are genes. Where do they live?
In the nucleuses of cells.
Excellent, well done, well remembered. So in all of your body cells that have a nucleus, there will be chromosomes. Okay, so they're little threads of DNA, so the chemical they are made of is DNA, and it's super coiled up into these little threads, and then there'll be like different sections of that will be the genes which you can express, and that gives you like a genetic characteristic, so your eye colour, your hair colour, your skin colour, that sort of thing. They occur in pairs. Do you know why?
There's 2 separate DNAs.
One from
Mum and Dad.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you will have a chromosome from mum and dad, and they'll be a pair. They'll be a match. They'll have the same genes in the same place. So if it's eye colour, you'll have eye colour on one and eye colour on the other, and it'll be your different genes from your mum, and one from mum, one from dad.
Yeah.
Okay? So how many chromosomes is that for humans?
46.
So 46 chromosomes in every nucleus of every body cell that has a nucleus. 23 pairs. One from mum, one from dad.
Yeah.
So you'll have chromosome 1 all the way down to chromosome 23, and they are pairs of chromosomes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
They're important when it comes to mitosis, because if one cell was to divide into 2, you would need to have enough chromosomes to put into the nucleus of the 2 new cells that you're going to make. And that is an important part of the cell cycle, is making copies of those chromosomes. The cell cycle is basically a cycle that every cell goes through if it's going to divide. There's 3 stages to it. We're going to talk about each of those stages in a minute, but one of the stages, the shortest stage, is actually the division. Is that okay? So the cell actually taking the steps to divide into 2. It's a form of asexual reproduction, so that means basically it's like a cloning process, because the cells that you make at the end, so the 2 daughter cells, are genetically identical to each other and to the parent cell you originally started with. This is a really important process for growth and repair. If you didn't go through mitosis, you wouldn't grow. You wouldn't be able to make more bones, more skin, more hair, all the different things that allow you to grow from a little baby to a grown-up person. It's mitosis making you, isn't it, effectively? And it's important for repair of body tissues, replacing old, worn cells that are dying with new cells to make that tissue work. Particularly skin tissue, as we lose skin cells millions and millions every hour. So it's important that we can replace that skin so that we've got lots of skin. Oh, that didn't come across very well. But anyway, the cells produced are all genetically identical, and that is important, okay, because you're basically cloning your cells to make new ones. So the first stage of the cell cycle is basically the cell preparing to divide. So the cell is going to grow in size a little bit. You're going to make a little bit more cytoplasm. you're going to be making a few more organelles. So what sort of organelles would we be talking about?
Ribosome.
Yeah, so you'd be making more ribosomes.
Mitochondria.
More mitochondria, well done. So you'd be making more of that, all right, and a little bit more cytoplasm. And then most importantly, you are going to replicate every single one of your chromosomes. Every chromosome is going to be copied. Why is that important?
It's for the other cell.
For the other cell. So the cell is going to divide into two in a minute, and you need to have enough chromosomes to put into both cells.
Mm-hmm.
The next stage is mitosis. We've prepared, we've got enough, we've got all the organelles we want, we've got a copy of every chromosome. The next stage is actually the mitosis stage. And the mitosis part, and we've got a resource for this, so if you want to pull up the resource. If you're listening on YouTube, you'll already be looking at the resource. But if you're not, and you want to have a look at the same diagram that Sarah's looking at, then just go to teachmescience.co.uk, episode 4, and you will find the resource there. So we've got a little, it looks like a little pie chart, and that is the cell cycle. So we've talked about interphase, which is the growth stage, the replication of the DNA, the making of the chromosomes to go in each cell. And then we've got the actual mitosis part, okay? There's a separate diagram showing the mitosis. So you can see the third diagram down. All the chromosomes are lined up down the centre. They're going to be pulled apart so that one chromosome goes to one end of the cell and the other goes to the other side of the cell, so that they can then be found in the two new cells that form. Some little proteins, some little spindle fibres will come out from each end of the cell, grab onto the chromosomes and pull them apart, and pull one arm of the chromosome to one end of the cell and one to the other, so the chromosomes are separated. So they only look like those little X's because they've been duplicated. Does that make sense? And we want to take one for one cell and one for the other. So they're going to be pulled apart to opposite ends of the cell. The third stage of the cell cycle is called cytokinesis, which is actually the step where the cell starts to divide. So you can see in the in the fifth diagram how it's starting to cleave, which means that it's actually starting to pinch inwards as if it's going to start separating, and then eventually you get two new cells. So that's called cytokinesis, and that is the actual division part, the part where it actually divides into two. So those are the three stages of the cell cycle. The first stage where we have to grow, get ready, make chromosomes, enough for both cells, make new organelles, that sort of thing.
That's the interphase.
That's interphase. Mitosis, where the chromosomes get divided into two separate collections of chromosomes. I don't know how to word it really. Where the chromosomes get divided and then the cell starts to divide.
Pulled towards poles.
Pulled towards poles, so that they are ready to then go into the two new cells that are formed. So you should end up with two daughter cells that are genetically identical to the one parent cell that you started with. And that is good for growth and repair. So repairing tissues, replacing old and worn cells, and for growth.
Cool.
Should we do some questions?
Yeah.
I've got 3 questions. They're all very easy. So question 1. Chromosomes are copied during the cell cycle. Where are chromosomes found?
In the nucleus of the cells.
Yeah, well done. Excellent. That's 1 mark. Well done. Which stage of the cell cycle takes the most time?
The first bit, the bit where it is growing and getting ready to split.
Yeah. What's the most important thing that happens in that time?
The replication bit.
Yeah. Replication of?
The chromosomes.
Chromosomes. So copying the chromosomes. Every chromosome has a copy made of it. That's the most important time. Yeah, well done. And then why is mitosis important in living cells?
So we have enough cells to keep living and being a normal person.
No.
Because our cells don't live for very long, we need more. Because...
To replace old cells.
To replace old cells.
Yeah. And to repair tissues.
Repairing.
And then how do you become from a baby to a person to a fully grown
Growing.
person? Growing. Okay, good. So growth, repair of tissues, replace old, worn, dead cells. Is that okay?
Yeah.
That's all your questions. Well done.
Okay.
There's only 3. Okay, shall I do the roundup?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to round up all the information we need to know. So, in the nucleus are threads made of DNA called chromosomes. They have sections called genes, which controls a genetic characteristic, such as eye colour or hair colour. Chromosomes occur in pairs, one maternal and one paternal. Humans have 46 chromosomes in every body cell with a nucleus. That makes 23 pairs. These body cells divide by a process called mitosis. which is one of the 3 stages of the cell cycle. This is a form of asexual reproduction whereby body cells are effectively cloned. This is important for growth and repair of body tissues, replacing old, worn and dead cells. The cells produced through mitosis are all genetically identical. The first stage of the cell cycle involves the cell growing and making more cytoplasm and an increased number of organelles such as mitochondria and ribosomes. Most importantly, each chromosome is replicated, doubling the amount of DNA. This is to ensure that there are a full set of chromosomes for each new cell. The second stage of the cell cycle is mitosis. The chromosomes line up along the centre of the cell and are pulled apart by spindle fibres to opposite ends of the cell. Stage 3 is cytokinesis. The cytoplasm on the cell membrane starts to pinch and divide, and the cell divides into 2 identical daughter cells. Got any takeaways?
My takeaways. There's 3 phases. There's the interphase, mitosis, and then cytokinesis stage where it splits in 2. Mitosis is important for growing, getting new cells when the others die, and repairing.
Excellent, well done.
Well done. Only 2.
Okay, another one then.
The last one is, it is essentially a cloning. DNA is on the chromosomes which are in the nucleus. If you'd like to contact us, you can go to teachmescience.co.uk. That's our website. That's where we've got all of our resources and all of our episodes and anything you might need. You can drop us an email at teachmegcsescience@gmail.com, and you can find us on Twitter at teachmegcsesci, so that's SCI, and on Instagram we are at teachmegcsescience.
Brilliant. So get in touch if you have any further questions, any queries, any great revision you've done, so some great pictures of any great revision, so you might have some great flashcards, posters, anything at all that you want to share that we could put on our social media or just helps other people, because some people don't know how to revise, they don't know what sort of resources to make. Anything like that you can do, that you've done, that we could just share images of, just so that people could sort of see the sorts of resources that are made across the country by different people, would be great. Any feedback, anything like that, you just get in touch, we'll talk to you.
Was that the bell?
Yeah, that was the bell.
Thank God it's the end of the day.
Yeah, let's go.
And it's Friday.
I'm out of here. Bye.
Bye.
See
bye,
ya.
Bye bye.